Popcorn is excellent. Got great salt today. It's a heck of a day when you raise over $1 million for a lot of people who need it. And I don't think we should lose sight of the fact that two teams competed awfully hard today, but the real winners are not here. They're in Maui and Lahaina, and when you lose thousands of buildings, thousands, and people lose their lives, and you think about the number of years it will take to replenish and rebuild. To me, that's what this is about, and we all get wrapped up in the moment. But today was a really positive day. I want to thank our fans, their fans. Thank Bill for wanting to come back to a place that was so. We did a lot of good things, and so I'm very appreciative of that. Moving on to the game, obviously they're ranked where they're at for a reason, but I thought that it was a lot of teachable moments. I was very, very pleased with our offensive flow the first half. I thought we had difficulty at times in the second half, but both these guys got going from three. We took advantage of some ball screen coverages that they had. I was hoping tonight that Coleman might get 23s up, but then Terrence, they went under in their ball screens, gave him great looks, and then really excited about the start of the second half from this standpoint. They made their run. They made a run, and Hunter got going, McCullough got going. We gave them a few gifts that way, and then we withstood that, and we got back to playing really good basketball. We had 3 turnovers late, 7-minute mark or so. Those are turnovers we can't have, but we got a stop or two. And then we ran really good offense. Quincy, I think, we had a segment where he was 4 of 4 from the free throw line. And then we had he made a big time 3 on a big time drift play that helped break it open. But the end of the game, we had a lot of age out there, a lot of experience. And I will say that early in the season, you rely on that. It's going to be an opportunity for everybody to continue to grow in those areas, but we were trying to learn in those situations, and experience was something that I think Coleman was the youngest on the court, and he's been with us 4 years. So, but Kansas is a heck of a team. They're going to have a great year, and we just got to keep being everyday guys and do our job.
Coleman, Bill Self made the comment, obviously you weren't here, that you were the guy, you were a tough matchup for him. And hearing that for the first time, what does that mean to you from where you've come as a player, meaning the fact that you were tough for him to guard and for them to scout?
Yeah, I think it's exciting to hear that, knowing that, this is an exhibition game and it's October. So going down the stretch, it's going to be tough for a lot of teams, not only for Coach Self, but for a lot of teams. And two, just knowing, kind of my value on this team, what I can bring for this team. And it doesn't always have to do with scoring, it can lead to other opportunities for people to score and creating mismatches. So it's very exciting to hear that, especially here in October, because we got a long season ahead of us. So.
This is for both you guys. I guess with the experience you guys have, has that helped your offense maybe be more fluid entering this year versus last year, if that makes sense?
I think so. I think we still got to do a better job of kind of reading switches, creating advantages there, knowing when to slip, knowing when to reject cuts, playing in open sides, spacing the floor, knowing when to back cut, things like that. But I think definitely, because we tried to do it last year a little bit, and we still kind of have some of the same similar actions as last year. And yeah, it's just kind of getting on the same page too. You know, I feel like we're all on the same page here offensively, and it's been successful so far, and it's only going to get better too. So
for both of you, is really competitive for an exhibition game. How important was the scoreboard in this one, and what was the approach going into the game?
Well, every game we play in, we want to win, and we don't go into a game saying, "Oh, it's just an exhibition and we need to get through it and see where we're at." We're trying to win and be better as a team. So we just look at it as learning from this game and looking at the film and just getting better from it.
yeah, I mean, like Coach was saying, I think the biggest thing was, you know, knowing the value of what this, you know, what's coming out of this exhibition game, and you know, it's a good feeling, you know, knowing their ranking, whatever. You know, beating Hunter again. He played in this league a long time, but I think, like Coach was saying, you know, the true winners are the people in Maui. So just kind of understanding that value as well.
For Terrence, like, what do you really enjoy playing with older guys? Like your coach mentioned, after the last media timeout, Coleman was the youngest guy on the floor, and he turns 22 in December. Just what is the benefit, and what do you like about playing with older guys?
I like playing with all guys, but just playing with older guys is just experience on the floor. A lot guys, they all been in the situations like we were just in at the end of the game, and we just been there before, and we can huddle up and everyone can get their input, and we know how to adjust. Like Coach said earlier, they made the run and we settled in and we handled it. And then we got the lead back and we won the game. So it's really good having experience out there on the floor.
Terrence, in the first half, how were you feeling? Like, were you just in emotion? Were you in a groove with those 16 points? How did you feel in the first half?
Honestly, I got it all within the offense. The players that's on the court with me, they get me the open shots because they all can shoot. They're all great players. Coleman had really good screens, and it's hard to help off him if he's shooting the ball like that and actually taking the shot. So it was really good for us and encouraging him to keep shooting it how he is. But I got that all from my teammates, just playing off them.
Coleman, similar question, but how do Marcus, Quincy, Justin, how does playing with them different, or how does it help you and Terrence?
It's still the same game, really. I mean, I think it's just we kind of hit the nail on what we wanted to do early, offensively, and kind of just being a little more kind of structured as far as like what people are going to do. You know, we try to play to everybody's strengths. So I think that's really a big thing, is just playing to everybody's strengths. And we got some really unselfish guys on the team who are willing to, you know, sacrifice, you know, some shots, sacrifice, you know, not getting the ball or whatever it is to create advantages. You know, we run a little split action and you know, instead of Marcus running to the ball every play, you know, he's cutting back door, forcing a low man to help, and you know, I'm able to skip to Quincy in the corner for a drive, and he gets fouled. You know, so it's just like little things like that. You know, they're just really unselfish, and they create opportunities for everybody.
Question for you, Terrence. So obviously you're a team first guy, but I just got to ask, as a competitor, how was it going against your former teammate?
It was good. I was asked what's going to happen, and obviously we want to get the win. But that's every game, and just wanting to get the win. But obviously it was good playing against them and seeing them again. But just wanted to get the win for the team.
See you guys.
Read those transfers down the stretch, Justin making a cut to the basket, Quincy going on his run. I mean, from your vantage point, what do they bring to you, especially maybe in crunch time moments?
Been there, done that. You know, I mean, and that's very, very cliche, but it's you know, you're talking about a guy who reads the defense, and Justin makes a great cut. You're talking about a guy that everybody knows he can make a three, and he rip drives it on the play that Coleman talks about, and you know, there's no indecisiveness with veterans and with older players, and you know, when they've been in that moment, they're not afraid to go make a play, and you know, it's comforting for me, that's for sure. And you know, I was curious today to see how they play, and you know, see veterans step up and make free throws as Quincy did, and you know, putting Marcus on the ball and telling him to, you know, to handle it, and because you can't foul him because he's a 90% free throw shooter, and you know, so there's a lot of positives that come with that. That's not to say that'll always be the case. We got some young guys that are really talented, and but it was the five today that happened to work.
I guess with that growth, I mean, knowing you have, you know, a bunch of 22 to 24-year-olds, I mean, was it your intent, like, for them to be the closers early in the season, or is that something that's developed?
I didn't have a plan. You know, you go with it early because you just, you know, you think they've been through it, but it happened today. You know, and so, you know, Luke's been exceptional. Today Quincy got going, and you know, so it was Quincy's turn. Next game it may be somebody else's. You know, Terrence had his moment. You know, and you know, I thought that everybody who played did some positive things. It just happened to be those five guys today.
Brad, what do you make of the competitiveness of this game, and does that show some maturity that you guys are competing even though it's an exhibition?
Yeah, it's been a big focus. It's one of the standards that we've tried to set as being that, you know, our cliche, everyday guy, every day. We probably have had half of a bad practice. Our guys are working. Our guys are it means something to them, and it's. Their attention to detail is very high, but they are very, very competitive. There's not anybody in our program who's lost, and you know, so you know, you play to win, and yeah, we needed to grow, and I played everybody in the first half, and it was a little different the second, but it was you know, every time we play, man, we're trying to hook it up. We're competitive in practice. We've worked a lot of one-on-one. We've played a lot of pickup this summer and fall just to amp the competitive side up.
What did you learn in a setting like this that maybe you wouldn't have in a closed setting?
Yeah, I mean, how you act with the game on the line and people in the stands, and the pressure of that. And I don't want to say, you know, it's obviously there's no wins or losses in terms of going in a column, but it's different, you know, when you're playing in front of a boatload of fans and instead of an empty gym. And you know, some guys can step up and make shots and some can't. You know, that's the piece of that. You know, you in a scrimmage, you're playing 10-minute halves and play 3 or 4 of them, and then throw a 20-minute in, and you stop and you coach and you work on situations. And tonight was very game-like, obviously, but so there's a big difference.
You only had 8 assists, but it did seem like the ball moved well. It was just a lot of attacking closeouts. Is that what you would attribute that to?
It's low, but I think we're going to be a high assist team. I think we're a team that we have spent a ton of time talking about attacking closeouts, trying to get fouled, trying to spray it, so the assist total will go up. But you know, again, we've got a really good isolation player in Terrence, and he hit a few, but turnovers are too high. You know, we need to be in the 10 range. Didn't like the 3 in a row that we had late in the 7-minute mark, but the assists will go up. Our ball movement was good. I thought we ran pretty good offense.
Coach, how do you feel that your team defended, especially around the rim and transition defense?
Well, I didn't have I thought Coleman was unbelievable defensively. If you guys know anything about ball screen defense and help and support, Coleman Hawkins was off the chart. I felt so comfortable with him in the game on that end. I tried a couple times to take him out, and I was like, gosh darn. One or two possession game, I said he's just going to have to play. He's so good. Anticipation is great. You're not going to stop Hunter totally. But his positioning was good. We jammed his shoulder a few times, and he was very good. I thought we've got to do a better job of, some simple things. We didn't scout. They hurt us in the first half with a couple pin down screens that we were late getting to, and so they got a couple buckets. They ran a little, pocket ball screen play that was unique because it was with their 4-man with KJ. We made an adjustment late and then handled it. That'll be stuff we'll clean up with scouting. But I thought it was solid. I'm still, we can't commit silly fouls. I thought we committed too many of those, but we'll continue to work and grow on that in that area.
I mean, you talked a few weeks ago about just maybe taking fewer threes as as a percentage of your total shots. But I mean, are you seeing maybe something from your team where you adjust your thinking on that? I mean,
I want good shots. What I don't want is what we did last year. 15 seconds on the shot or 16 or more and shoot a contested three. And that's what I don't want. I like seeing the ball move and pop and it becoming, to be honest, a little more equal opportunity. And that's hard to say when Terrence had a night. But, some of the biggest plays of the game were, Justin cutting because we moved the ball and Quincy hitting a three off a dribble drive. That's ball movement, and that's patient. It's okay to shoot a shot with under 10 on the shot clock if it's the best shot you can get. We had a couple possessions today where our ball movement was just phenomenal, and it was the extra pass, and we, guys turned down really good shots to get a great shot. And so if that leads to a three, it leads to a three. I'm not going to tell them not to shoot it.
Coach, so late in the game, Terrence was in the huddle, looked really fired up. Can you just talk to us about just his mindset and what's been different about him this season?
Yeah, he hit his funny bone. It's so hard to come in here year one and lead, no matter how old you are, and then you put him in the role of, okay, you're one of our dudes. And you got a bunch of young guys around you who don't know, and he's just so much more comfortable with his role as a leader, as an established guy. A year ago at this time, he didn't know he was going to be first team All-League. He was just going out to try to figure it out, and he's so much better in practice now than he ever was last year at this time, and that's contagious when one of your guys is first team All-League and an All-American, and he's one of your hardest working guys every day in practice.
Brad, has Justin kind of bought into the role that you want, just play hard and be that junkyard kind of role, and has he bought into that, and do you feel comfortable with him in that role?
I feel comfortable with him on the court. I know that. I think his role I think all of our roles are undefined yet. I think we're growing in them. Simply because I don't know him yet. Tonight was better at understanding that, and you kind of, I made 2 or 3 substitutions tonight, and I said, nah, that's not right. Let me just stick, and because I don't know him, and we're still defining those.
Brad, would you want to do this again? Would you rather do a public charity exhibition or?
I love the cause. I'm all about helping other people who need the help. This was a great support. Administration did a phenomenal job in a really quick time turning this around and putting this together. There's tremendous value in it. There's no doubt. There's also a lot of value for those private scrimmages when you can literally stop things and coach them and deal with those moments as they occur. But yeah, I'm not opposed to them. I don't know why they call them secret scrimmages. But there's a lot of value to this, and I was excited to be a part of it.